So for a couple years now, a buddy of mine and I have been having this debate about whether a limit on high capacity magazines would make mass shootings any less deadly. I maintain if we went back to the Brady bill, which banned magazines over 10 rounds, it would make those shootings less deadly and more people would survive. He maintains that that's not going to do anything. You can change magazines so quickly that it's meaningless. Well, we decided to test that, and we're both former Marine infantry, combat veterans, and he's going to shoot 9 10-round magazines. I'm going to shoot 3 30-round magazines, and we're going to see what the difference is. Because it's not just the time it takes to quickly change out a magazine. You've got to be able to carry them on your body or in a bag, and you're going to have to carry a lot more of these little magazines or magazines that are limited to 10 rounds and be able to access them quickly. It's going to take time to do that. So this is the results of our test.
3, 2, 1, go!
As you can see in the video, it took my buddy 33 seconds longer to fire 10 9-round magazines than it took me to fire 3 30-round magazines while dealing with 3 jams, having to clear 3 misfeeds because I was using this old aluminum magazine along with 2 of these P-mags. Now, most people are going to have these P-mags. They're phenomenal magazines. They never jam. And that's what makes this weapon so deadly. You can get magazines, 30, 60, 100-round magazines. The Vegas shooter fired thousands of rounds. Reports are he was using 100-round magazines. Imagine if he had to use 10-round magazines. That would have been hundreds of magazine changes. How many more people get to safety in that time? Texas church shooter fired over 400 rounds. That's 40 magazine changes. It took 33 seconds for 90 rounds. That time difference grows exponentially the more you're shooting. And frankly, if I fired 3 P-mags, it would have been twice the time for him to fire with 10-round magazines. In fact, that's what makes this rifle every bit as deadly as the M16. If I had a choice of using an M16 with these magazines, which I used during my time in combat, or an AR-15 with these P-mags, I would go for the P-mag and the AR-15 every time. The only difference between an AR-15 and an M16 or an M4 is the ability of the M16 M4 to fire in 3-round burst. Infantry do not use 3-round burst. We are trained to fire in semi-automatic, well-aimed shots. 3-round burst is a waste of ammo and it's inaccurate. The only time 3-round burst might be useful for killing people is if you are shooting at a concert full of people from distance. Infantry don't do that. So you don't need high capacity magazines for hunting. Go on YouTube, look up these videos where these guys are hunting wild hogs with an AR-15. They have 20, 30 pigs in the field. The moment they fire their first shot, those pigs scatter. they're getting maybe 5, 6 shots before those pigs are gone. Children don't run that fast. You don't need high capacity magazines to defend your home. When you're in a home situation, you can generally take cover when you need to reload. A mass shooter is standing out in the open, unless it's a situation like Vegas. What I propose is that the government ban these high capacity magazines and do a buyback. Trade them in for these 10-round magazines. Every PMag the government gets could go to the military would never have to buy magazines again. If you're skeptical about the results we're going to post the full video on a separate video. You can watch that. You can count every round that was fired. Better yet, go do this yourself. Get your rifle, see how long it takes you to fire high capacity magazines, and then load those magazines with 10 rounds each. Just take your normal magazine, load them with 10 rounds, see how long it takes you to fire 90, 100, 200 rounds with 10-round magazines, and you'll understand how banning those high capacity magazines is going to help more children get away in a school, help individuals at workplace be able to escape, maybe even be able to overpower that shooter, and definitely gives more time for police to be able to intervene and take action. Thank you.